This is FCT in Focus. I am Naomi Olewibe. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Wike, has held his monthly media chat for the month of August. In this edition, the FCT minister highlighted keynote achievements of his administration in terms of infrastructural development as well as other sectors.
Well, having commissioned does not mean that our work has ended. What we commissioned is to celebrate the second anniversary of Mr. President in office. Of course, there are still more works to be done. More works are going on. And we do expect that after some time, we will also invite you to flag off other projects that are having positive impact or would have positive impact on the lives of the residents and business people in Abuja. So many that I cannot really reel out. But I do know that we have ongoing the road from Pai to Gomani. We have the Dede road. We have the Kasara road where you have the Renew Hope Agenda housing estate. We have the Court of Appeal division of Court of Appeal Abuja division going on. We have the Justices' Quarters of the Federal High Court, the FCT High Court, and the Court of Appeal Division Abuja. We have the Board of Benchers Annex. We have 10 flats which we believe before the end of this year were completed for the Grand Law School Abuja. And so other projects like the continuation of the N5. We have the N20 road going on. And so many other, we have Kete, Takoshira road going on. So many things to be done. And other things like the rural water, which will be taking place, which will be concentrating in Kubwa, Kauru, and part of Buari. We also have this project of Lit Up Abuja. Of course, you know that Abuja will be 50 years by February next year, which is like a jubilee year. We remember when Mr. President traveled to China, we just signed a memorandum of understanding with CGC and ECC, where they will provide, because we've had problems about contractors or districts and the one in charge of the street lights, today vandalization, tomorrow that. So we try to see how we can once and for all tackle these issues. And we came up with this very formidable companies, assuring us that they will have to provide security device and to maintain it for 4 or 5 years without us going back to pay, or this have been vandalized, this bomb has been stolen, and all kinds of things. So we think that will help us a lot to take over the entire streets in the city, and then we can now allow other people to go into the rural areas to provide some solar power for them. So many things to be done, and we are doing a lot of rehabilitation of schools. So many. So the work is endless. But we believe by the grace of God that will all continue. But for information, I've not rested. I've not taken any break since after the commission is 2 weeks. 16 good days. Of course, I don't know how many people would have survived that, but I will still find out time to take my time to go and rest. It's very, very important. Yes, that's where we are.
Dr.
Okay, Honorable Minister, that's quite a mouthful. I know you have been inundated with acclamations, if you like, in the last how many years that you've been in office. People have spoken about your the infrastructural revolution that you've been able to bring in the FCT. However, your critics are not relenting. What they are saying is that you're concentrating on the brick and mortar of governance, infrastructure, and as a form of showmanship. They are saying that you've neglected some more enduring aspect of governance. They talked about inclusive urban planning, stakeholders engagement and consultation, and that that's what you're prefacing in this government. Are you not bothered?
Bothered of what? I mean, from the question you asked, that provider of infrastructure is showcasing, is just playing to the gallery. Urban planning. How do you provide infrastructure without urban planning? It's unfortunate that we are not engaging with stakeholders. How would he know when we engage stakeholders? You are aware that when we came on board, it has never happened that we have to visit all the 6 area councils, where we start with the youth, start with traditional rulers, start with the women. And that was the first time that the stakeholder will say, look, this is our major priority.
Addressing political concerns, the minister openly questioned the performance and visibility of Senator Ireti Kingibe, who represents the FCT in the National Assembly. Barrister Wike challenged her legislative impact and advocacy for residents, stating that effective representations require more than occupying a seat in the Senate. His comments are the latest in an ongoing political tension between the FCT administration and the senator.
You also remember how the youth secretariat was created by Mr. President. How the women's secretariat was created. It was never in existence in Abuja. It was as a result of interaction with stakeholders, which are carried to Mr. President, and Mr. President William approved the creation of this secretariat. So when people talk about non-engagement of stakeholders, who are the stakeholders? I hope you don't say a stakeholder is somebody who's been shouting on national television that I'm not inviting him or her. That is not correct. That is not correct. So the engagement of stakeholders, I'm happy. When anybody likes, when they say infrastructure, who are those who are using the roads now? What drives the economy of any country? What makes investors to come to say, look, we are willing to invest? Will an investor come and provide infrastructure? Will an investor come and provide roads? When these things are not in place, it will not encourage anybody to come, because these are the primary things first that an investor will see and say, yes, I want to establish an institution here. Is there any access to that? I want to establish a private hospital here. Are there roads? I want to set up a manufacturing. I want to do mechanized agric. I agree. Are there access roads in case that will bring in this produce to the city? So people just, for purposes of criticizing when they don't have anything to say. I will use one local thing we normally say in my place. And pardon me to say that. My people say, if you don't have anything to say against somebody, you use one like we say as him be. Because you have nothing to say. I mean, you must appreciate when a government has done well. You don't need to like the person in charge. By the grace of God, you have talked about infrastructure revolution in Abuja. That means the government of Mr. President is working. At least, let's take from here. So, I appreciate that. And we have not said that we would have solved the entire problems within 2 years. Where has it happened? This is a government that inherited so much problems. And we are doing all our best, taking time to fix them. And suddenly within 2 years, something you have not done for 10 years, 20 years, since 1999, within 2 years, everything must have been fixed. That must be a miracle. I put my hand on here and say, be healed. And you are healed. It's not possible. It's not possible. Yes.
Honorable Minister, it's interesting that you mentioned rehabilitation of schools.
Yeah.
You talked about more projects that are coming. Because like my colleague mentioned earlier, the criticism has been that you've been focusing or leaning on physical infrastructure, which you're doing laudable well. People have been praising you for that, including connecting rural roads that have long been forgotten. However, when you mention school, I'm curious, perhaps you tell us more about some of the social development plans that you have beyond schools. Are there any? For instance, health, urban poverty, homelessness. What is the FCT doing in that regard?
No, I also want to appreciate, you just said here that people of that I'm doing well in terms of rules, correcting rural rules, but have you also accepted, are you convinced that in terms of education, that we are doing something?
We don't know. That's what
that is why. The point I'm making is that I want to give a channel to this, and I will plead that the Mandate Secretary of Education will fund the logistics, and give you 1 month. Go to the rural areas and the city and see the schools that have been rehabilitated and furnished. The problem is because we didn't go to commission. If I've gone to commission, you would allow this question. Because for me, I thought, well, look, what am I going to, commission, innovated schools, furnished schools. For me, it's not important. Also, in terms of the social development, talking about in terms of the youth, we are seeing what we are doing in Yaya, the Youth Development Center. As we speak to you now, we are building 3 sports centers for our youth. One in, I think one in Guaguanada, and then 2 in the city here. So we're taking it, seriously, so that we know that once we are focused with this, we are done with this, we move to the next. It's not just to scratch, and let it be that at the end of the day, you scratch, nothing meaningful will come out of it. So these are things that we are doing. Maybe it is not possible. It's not possible for us to say, look, we want to go and flag off for these projects, we want to go and commission these projects. It's not possible. We take what we think that, well, these are very, 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 very projects to spend billions of naira, that people should see what you've done, But if the project where you are spending 1% billion and this and that, by the time we say we want to go and commission those projects, you will also ask, must we commission everything? So I would think that you will help us by we providing logistics. You go with the Mandate Secretary of Education, Mandate Secretary of Social Development, and then go and see things on ground. We are not saying, and I continue to say that, I will not say here that every problem has been solved. All problems cannot be solved. Even if this government stays 20 years, no government can solve all problems. But government is solving problems that at least will help to improve the lives of the people.
In a stern warning, the minister also condemned the ongoing activities of land grabbers who disguise their operations under the pretext of mass housing schemes. He vowed to revoke undeveloped or fraudulently acquired lands, emphasized that the FCTA will no longer tolerate speculators sabotaging genuine development efforts.
I take for example now, assuming I'm building the structure, would there not be people working here? Take for example, I'm just using that as an example. You are creating a hub where so many facilities will be. You spend over $1 billion. What, investing $1 billion in an economy, what benefit do you think you will derive? So many things. Look at the constructions and what will be, how the economy will change. And somebody is telling me that because of your selfish interest of renting for over 20 years, makeshift, the government will not move on, the city will not move on. And we have been crying. Not just happening in Abuja. And people, the president has traveled so much of weighing investors that the environment is conducive. We can guarantee you this, guarantee that. And you are sitting down to sabotage that effort because of your selfish interest. We will not allow that.
Away from that, security agencies operating in the FCT have arrested 273 destitute and impounded 675 vehicles for various traffic offences in its ongoing drive at reducing crime and environmental nuisance within the city. Briefing journalists on the outcome of the meeting on Tuesday, the FCT Commissioner of Police, CP Ajao Adewale, said the committee has also resolved to intensify enforcement against scavengers, illegal motor parks and roadside markets across Abuja.
It has been 3 hours of serious brainstorming with the Honorable Minister, FCT. Regarding the general security situation within the FCT. What the minister and the service commander within the FCT, FCDA component we have been discussing borders on issue affecting general security in the FCT. These are the gain and the pain of operational sweep that FCT has embarked upon in the past 1 month. To the glory of God, the exercise has been very successful. And from the gain we have recorded, we have seen the need to continue. Specifically, the issue of shanties springing up everywhere in the FCT has been of concern. And we should equally have the issue of these beggars, destitute all over the city, which we are addressing, and we have started to continue addressing that situation. To see that we really the whole of our FCT suite of all these miscreants that are constituting a kind of threat and threats to the environment. The issue of illegal mining springing up around the city has equally been of concern. And we understand the security implication of this. He has given the directive that those illegal mining must shut down. We've always said that people taking undue advantage of certain situations constitute themselves into illegal ADBN camp. Such is not recognized in the FCT. And places have been identified where people need to be profiled, and if you have reason to be here, you'll be here. If you have no reason to be in the FCT, we'll relocate you to where. Traffic offences that equally contributes to crime in the city have been identified, such as seeing people driving around with cover and backwood, people driving against the traffic. These are challenges that are life-threatening because anybody driving against the traffic, that's one way, is actually on suicide mission.
This is as the FCT Security Committee disclosed plans to intensify efforts against illegal mining activities springing up around the FCT, which constitutes serious security threats to the nation's capital. He said the FCT administration will also be paying close attention to issues of illegal IDP camps, proliferations of shanties, street beggars and traffic offences within the FCT. Still talking security, the Operation Sweep Task Force of the Federal Capital Territory Administration on Wednesday raided the Inner Northern Expressway Road Corridor in Wuse Zone 3, impounding 20 vehicles and recovering weapons. The task force, made up of all security agencies in the FCT, destroyed several shanties in the area believed to be criminal hideouts. Recall that the FCT Commissioner of Police, CP Ajao Adewale, following a security meeting, informed journalists that the FCT Minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, had directed that the operation be sustained, adding that 273 destitutes had been arrested, while 675 vehicles were seized in the past month. Now addressing journalists, the Director of Development Control, Town Planner Mukhtar Galadimar, who led the operation, stated that more shanties will be removed to rid the city of criminals and ensure residents' safety.
We've been able to identify a location that is somehow poses a lot of challenge to the city's security and then city's aesthetic quality. And we've been able to clear the menace and even to chase some of the people of the questionable character. But we are not ending today. We are coming back tomorrow to do what we call a mop-up exercise. Well, they have been residing illegally, so there is nothing we can do about them but to chase them out of the place. Moreover, this place has been designated for another use. It's not supposed to accommodate them, but they were just occupying illegally. The plan of Abuja, where we are standing now, is a proposed road corridor that has been designated as the Inner Northern Expressway, just like what we have as Goodluck Ebele Jonathan Expressway. So this is the mirror of it in the northern sector. Following the recent directive, unlike before where we just clear and move on, now every side we clear, we are going to commit it to a particular thing. So what I mean is that we are going to take possession of that particular space. Plots which have been carefully laid out and allocated. You see, this was the misconception we had before, thinking that these are just green areas. But looking at the scenario of today, these areas have been used and misused by people of questionable character. So now that it has been statutorily allocated, the owners will soon take possession of those spaces that have been demarcated. It's part of the administration policy that people should develop their plots within shortest possible time. So I believe the owners of the plots will soon start developing their property. My message is that, one, we seek their cooperation, because in the process of sanitizing the city, some people will claim that we have infringing on their rights, whereas we have to make the city secured and cleaner. So that is the essence of the exercise. All I'm saying that people should please give us that maximum support, which we've been enjoying, and we are still seeking for more support.
Director, Department of Security Services for the FCTA, Adamu Gwari, represented by the Secretary, Command and Control, Peter Olumuji, disclosed that the area harbored most of the criminals who attacked residents around the National Mosque, while displaying machetes recovered from the area.
Here, these are the weapons most of these criminal elements who are hibernating in this particular axis normally used to attack unsuspecting passers-by and motoring public. Here leads from here they can go towards the National Mosque bridge, and they can also access the Zone 1 bridge. So most of those complaints you hear that motoring public or passerbys complain that they are being attacked. When they attack them, they not only collect their valuables, they also go ahead to machete them with this. Evidences abound in the various police posts around here. So what we have recovered is just part of the tools, weapons they use in attacking people. And the clearance operation we have done here will bring great respite to people living around here and people plying those key routes that we've mentioned this morning.
You spoke about impounded. We have about 20 vehicles impounded. Not only impounded, they were towed from this place. Those vehicles are some of the things used for all these miscreants. They use them. Some of them are not even movable. They use them to urbanize, to use them to commit their atrocities.
Are you suspecting that some of them are using for one chance or that?
Yes. Most of them are. Some of them are being used for one chance. So most of them are being towed, not even driven. So we have about 20 vehicles with us, and as you can see, we've been able to clear the place, this place of all abandoned vehicles.
The 20 vehicles, are they from here or from?
They are from here. They are from here. We picked 20 vehicles from here this morning.
But will you return them to them when they come and see you crush them?
We are not going to crush them, but they are going to pay heavily for their vehicles to be given back to them. And those vehicles, before they will leave, are going to commit them that they are not going to come back here again.
And now to health-related issues, Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has donated over 10 molecular diagnostic machines to help win the fight against tuberculosis in the FCT. The event, which took place at Primary Health Center Duse Makaranta, brought together health experts from the Federal Ministry of Health and also on the FCT level. The essence of the event was to engage with rural communities, especially pregnant women and children, on preventive measures against tuberculosis. Let's watch.
The Mother of the Nation has asked me to say a few words on her behalf, and I will go straight ahead and do that. It is my pleasure as First Lady of Kwara State to serve as the Stop TB champion for Kwara State and the Renewed Hope Initiative coordinator for North Central and also for Kwara State. So please, as I go on now, my words will be the words of Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I would like to recognize the First Lady of Katsina, Her Excellency Zulaiha Dikorada, the Honorable Minister of Health, Professor Ali Pate, CON, Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Ezenwo Nyesom Wike, ably represented by the Honorable Minister of State, FCT, Dr. Maria Mahmoud, the FCT Mandate Secretary, Dr. on Health, Dr. Adedolapo Fashawe, Board Chair, Stop TB Partnership Nigeria, Dr. Queen Ladipo, Dr. Dayo Benjamin Laniyi, FCT Women Affairs Mandate Secretary, Permanent Secretary, FCT Health Services and Environmental, Dr. Baba Gana Adams, Chairman, Wari Local Government Area Council, Honorable Dr. John Gabaya, all development partners here present, His Royal Highness the Emir of Wari, Alhaji Dr. Awal Muhammad Ija Koro II, ably represented by Chairman Buhari, HRH, His Royal Highness Dr. Ibrahim Yaro, JP, the 17th Esu of Buhari Chiefdom, community traditional rulers here present, representatives of service commandants here present, health workers here present, invited guests, our dear women and children, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to join you all today for the official commissioning of the new tuberculosis TB molecular diagnostic machines. Earlier this year, during the World TB Day community outreach in Saukar village, I made a commitment of an additional 1 billion naira through the Renewed Hope Initiative to further support the fight against tuberculosis in Nigeria. I am pleased to see again that this pledge has been translated into reality. Tuberculosis is curable, but far too many Nigerians are still dying from TB, not because there is no technology to detect the disease, but because access to the appropriate diagnostic tools are limited. But by the grace of God, this is the gap that the Renewed Hope Initiative, with support of other stakeholders, including the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, is trying to bridge. This is why today's commissioning is so significant. These diagnostic machines will be deployed across Nigeria to enhance rapid, accurate TB detection, especially in underserved areas. They will help break the dangerous chain of transmission by ensuring that those infected are quickly diagnosed and placed on treatment. It is important to say that to end TB in Nigeria requires not only machines and medication. It demands resources, including human, financial, technical, and political. As such, I take this moment to emphasize the importance of increasing and sustaining domestic resources in our national TB response. I urge all stakeholders to intensify efforts in mobilizing domestic resources for tuberculosis. As the global and national champion for TB, I assure you I will continue to advocate and lead the fight to end TB in Nigeria by 2030. I commend the Coordinating Minister of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, CON, for his steadfast commitment to revitalizing Nigeria's health system and advancing the national TB response. Your visionary leadership continues to inspire hope and drive impact across our health landscape. I want to sincerely appreciate the Stop TB Partnership Nigeria for ensuring the judicious utilization of the resources mobilized for TB, the National Tuberculosis and Leprosy Control Program, NTB-LCP, and all our stakeholders for their tireless work. Let us continue to stand shoulder to shoulder in this fight. Together we will build a Nigeria where no life is lost to tuberculosis, where health is not a privilege but a right, and where our hope is both renewed and fulfilled. May this commissioning mark the beginning of a new phase in our TB response, a phase marked by accountability, commitment, and impact. I hereby commission these new tuberculosis molecular diagnostic machines to the glory of God and the benefit of humanity. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Her Excellency, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
The Chairman of the Buhari Local Government Area Council, please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. It gives me real honor and it's a privilege to be here as we unveil this new TB diagnostic facility that Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic, has donated as part of her Renewed Hope initiative. I think you'll all agree with me that it is promise made and it is promise kept. Her Excellency promised, donated 1 billion naira in 2024 and again 1 billion naira in 2025. And she has delivered decisively on those promises to see that Nigeria ends TB by 2030 and as we have heard by today. We are very fortunate, the people of Buhari, the people of FCT and fellow Nigerians, to have a First Lady who cares about the people. Her heart is deeply connected to the sufferings of Nigerians and she is doing all that she can from her office with her goodwill to see that we bring relief. So we thank the First Lady for all these tremendous donations and we pray to God to replenish her sources, to strengthen, to protect, and to continue to guide her footsteps. This effort is complementary to what the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Health, is doing to ensure that Nigeria provides all necessary instruments that we end TB by the target date. And the demonstration of this commitment by Her Excellency is reverberating across the world because she's the global TB champion, she's the Africa Regional TB champion, and she's our national champion. From the Federal Ministry of Health, we are working hard under the direction of the President to ensure that drugs, other tests, the human resources are available and integrating TB care into the primary healthcare system so that our compatriots, like the advocates that we've had, will not suffer needlessly from a disease that is indeed curable. It could be preventable. And by working between the federal government, states, and local government, I am sure, with the leadership that we have in our country, we can be able to achieve this objective. Beyond that, I'm sure you'll all agree with me that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR is revolutionizing healthcare in Nigeria. We're seeing rapid transformation alongside with all the state governors, our local government chairmen, the private sector, and our development partners, seeing steady progress in expanding primary healthcare, in renewing the infrastructure in our federal facilities, incentivizing our health workers, and mobilizing our society to ensure that our health outcomes get better. That revolution is underway. We're very pleased that in the first 3 months of 2025 alone, more than 36 million visits were taken to primary healthcare centers all over Nigeria in 3 months alone. That is showing that Nigerians are responding, and we're seeing the manifestation of that movement here in the FCT under the able leadership of the Minister of the FCT and the Minister of State and the Mandate Secretary. We've seen effort to expand antenatal care access, make it affordable, have telehealth, and the diagnostic capabilities that are being provided here. So I would like to thank you, Your Excellency, for being here and all those who are supporting this effort as part of Renewed Hope, and will continue to sustain this effort. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
I'm so happy and elated to stand before you this afternoon on behalf of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, to witness this important occasion that the commissioner of the new TB diagnostic machine, donated by our lovely mother, the First Lady of the nation. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, ma'am. We really appreciate what has been done to FCT and the nation at large. As we all know, tuberculosis still remains a global burden in terms of health, in terms of mobility and mortality, despite it being preventable and also curable. So the importance of such meeting is to tell the populace about the classical features, how could they run to utilize these important machines that are provided. The aim is to end TB by 2030. As the Chairman Obari has mentioned, for us in FCT, we pray to end TB within this year, if not this month, if not today, as he has mentioned. With the effort of Her Excellency, with the effort of the Renewed Hope Initiative and Renewed Hope Agenda of His Excellency Bola Tinubu, I'm very sure we are almost there. We appreciate the Federal Ministry of Health for all that they've been doing for the support. We also appreciate His Excellency Barrister Wiki, because this is really augmenting and complementing what we've been doing in FCT to NTB to improve the health status and the quality of life of our people in FCT in general. So I thank everyone for coming, and we need to work together for us to achieve the targeted goal. Let people know, the populace, about the classical features of TB that you become suspected. We had a statement from one of our patients. She has mentioned the issue of cough. If you are coughing for 2 weeks at least, or 3, whether productive or non-productive, are you losing weight? Are you having a sweat, what we call a drenching night sweat? You will be sweating excessively, even if you are on the fan or AC. So that is also suspicious. You need to run, whether you are losing weight. Also, you have to come to the primary health care for you to be able to use this important machine that has been donated by our mother. And then from our own side, I hope the people will really take care of this machine and will use it judiciously for us to achieve, for other people to also come and benefit from this kind gesture of Her Excellency. On behalf of FCT and His Excellency Barrister Wiki, we express our gratitude to our mother for this kind gesture and what she has been doing to help and the people of Nigeria, especially women in general. Thank you very much. May God bless you all.
The First Lady has been a champion for health in the whole country, not in FCT alone. I want to first talk of the Renewed Hope Initiative. The Renewed Hope Initiative has empowered not only women, it has empowered men, Recently, across all states in the Federation, she did donate uniforms to our healthcare workers and safety shoes that make it easier for them to walk without sleeping and to make us comparable with every developed nation in the world. Apart from that, she has been a champion for many health causes, but today I will focus on tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is a common disease in Nigeria. Statistics has it that every day at least 7 people are dying from tuberculosis. Every day at least more than 100 people are catching tuberculosis in Nigeria. This is not right, because tuberculosis is preventable, is treatable, and we can end tuberculosis. So what she has done today is, or what she started doing since the first World Tuberculosis Day, is very, very significant. She has supported us with a lot of money, precisely billions of naira, to ensure that we are able to make quick diagnosis and also to find a handshake between the primary healthcare centers, the secondary healthcare centers, and the tertiary centers, in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Health and other funding partners. Due to what she has done, more attention is being paid on tuberculosis now. And I'm very happy to say, with the machines we were able to procure, you don't have to go to a secondary health center to get tested for tuberculosis. They don't have to take your blood. It's very easy, it's safe, it's effective. These machines have over 95% predictive positivity. And we have chest x-rays, mobile, that don't need lights. These machines are solar powered. So the problem of no grid, no inverter is out of it. Once we catch tuberculosis and we start treating, within a couple of weeks, in fact within a couple of days, the patient's quality of life starts to improve, and within a couple of weeks the person is totally cured of tuberculosis. Yes, we can end TB. In developed nations, in America, in the UK, we don't have tuberculosis anymore. Tuberculosis affects people that are immunosuppressed. Immunosuppressed means you have weak immunity. We can start with not necessarily people that have HIV, but with, if you're pregnant, you are immunosuppressed. If you're stressed and you are not eating well, you are immunosuppressed. And it is contagious. So when we start educating you about tuberculosis and how to access early treatment, by the way, treatment is absolutely free. You don't have to pay a kobo. We also have preventive measures. If you have been exposed to someone with tuberculosis, we can treat you. And in that vein, I believe with this drive and have excellency's commitment, we can end tuberculosis in Nigeria. FCT has Gaba. No, it's more than 2. Gabada. It's more than 2 now. In monetary terms, the First Lady has donated 2 billion naira cash to this drive. However, in healthcare systems, we don't measure commitments in naira and kobo. By kitting our healthcare workers, by making healthcare accessible and affordable, by the Minister of FCT doing roads to health centers like this, where before now you would have to jump on a motorcycle or not be able to get here. This project has gulped not less than 20 billion naira to end tuberculosis. The machines we have bought, she has distributed all over the country. In the FCT, we do not have less than 10. And once we use these machines, your treatment starts immediately. Do we want to start to quantify the prices of the drugs. It costs a lot, but the federal government, in conjunction with global funds and funding partners, have complemented the First Lady's efforts in making it a smooth journey. So in monetary terms, it's unquantifiable, and I am happy to tell you that.
And to sanitation, the FCT administration has commenced the procurement process for the engagement of new contractors to handle waste collection, evacuation and disposal across satellite towns in the territory. Now, this was disclosed by the coordinator of the Satellite Towns Development Department, STDD, Honorable Abdul Kadir Zulkifu, during a waste evacuation exercise held in Karu, Abuja Municipal Area Council. Honorable Zulkifu explained that the tenure of the previous waste management contractors ended in April this year, and that pending the conclusion of the procurement process, the minister had directed the immediate clearing of dump sites as an interim measure. He noted that the waste evacuation operation would extend from Karu to Karishi, with the hope that similar interventions would be carried out in other aerial councils. He also revealed that the department will appeal to the FCT minister for the possible removal of some long-standing waste collection points due to the health risks they pose to residents.
Thing I can say here, you see, this is a very busy terrain. We are finding it difficult to carry out, and at the same time, over the time of the elapsing of this contract till now, that we are starting to take measures on the stopgap, and this is one of the notorious axes that we used to have in terms of waste evacuation, because you cannot totally stop people from passing through. These are part of the challenges we face. Now, when we are evacuating, we have to stop everybody. After the tipper is being loaded, then it will now go. Now, we still have dump sites. Anything that we park from here, we take it to the dump site. And at the same time, currently we are working on the dump site because we have tried and we have engaged some bulldozers and some heavy D2 equipment to go there and clear waste so as to enable easy movement of the evacuation of the waste. And aside this place, we are moving down to Jikoi, we are moving down to Kurudu, we are moving down to Gidande Axis, Orozo, down to Karishi. We are clearing this area, and I think within today, tomorrow, everything will be cleared. God's will. You know, one thing about governance is all about positive progress in the society. You understand? Governance deals with handling the situation of the society of the masses the way it's supposed to be. Now, if provision of these scavengers creates problem, why not tackle it? And if we as a body will have the power to cooperate in terms of tackling it, if it is seen as one of the problems, why not? We can 100% give our cooperation to that effect.
So that's so sorry, something just came from the resident in terms of functioning there.
Now you see, in terms of waste evacuation, there is what we call collection points, that's what we call a dump site, that's what we call house-to-house collection points. As you can see, this place is designated for a collection point. And a collection point is a place whereby all the dumps around a particular area can be brought and be kept there. And as you can see, we don't have enough space. We don't have enough space to provide enabling aspect for the waste of refuse. And as you can see, you don't count hours, you count minutes. After 1 or 2 minutes, you see people coming here to dump refuse. You see people here to come and dump refuse. It would be very nice if this kind of place, in fact, if it can be totally be removed, that would have gone a long way. You understand? But we are going to appeal to the Honorable Minister to look into that in collaboration with the area council, because we are looking at the health aspect of the populace around the area. Because this is very, very hazardous, and so far, this is the only stage we can achieve. But if there are other alternatives, we can link it up with the Honorable Minister in collaboration with the area council so as to enable us to have a smoother outcome over this matter.
And with that, we come to the end of this week's edition of FCT In Focus. Join us again next week as we continue to bring you stories that shape the Federal Capital Territory. I am Naomi Oleribe. Good Goodbye.
ADBN, Advocate Broadcasting Network.
Now here's some exciting news. ADBN is everywhere you are. Stay connected with us across all our social media and streaming platforms for exclusive news updates, captivating stories, and more. Join the ADBN community today via our various platforms on Avo TV app, ADBN channel 121, Niger TV app, ADBN TV, Limex World TV app, ADBN TV. To get the latest news straight to your phone, join our WhatsApp channel. Just search for ADBN TV and hit the follow button. Turn on your notification to stay